God, was it a struggle. 16-14, and it required a pretty sick comeback from them, Dust. But now we drop on train.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for me that Endpoint picked it. They've only won it once on LAN, which, to be fair, it's like their only game on LAN. I think they had a win over in Anaheim on the map against Fours, if I'm not mistaken. But their online results have actually been kind of a mixed bag. Meanwhile, over on the north side of things, their own train, they've only played it twice in total, I believe. Both of them were losses. Once in Leipzig, where it was a big loss to Heroic, their debut event, and then they had a closer loss to Fours in this recent season of EPL. So it doesn't seem like this map is really anyone's like top pick, to be fair. So I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely question marks out there. Wonder if the teams have really been working on this behind the scenes, maybe in this downtime. I say downtime. I mean, there's been plenty of Counter-Strike played, just not at LANs, of course.
Right.
And Endpoint setting up for your basic smokes outside onto the A bomb site. 3-2 formation from North. Nothing really too out there in terms of the setups from either team.
Yeah, basically this is just Endpoint's default that I saw them use whenever I watched them play against Forza at Anaheim. I mean, it seems like Robin's always kind of their IV player, Surreal usually a guy that likes to kind of work over towards the inner halls, and then the rest kind of spread out depending on the strategy. But now they decided upon a push into the outer side. A couple of them have made it over towards E-Box, but the shooting gallery of North is handling it just fine.
Oh yeah, they ran into the firing squad, and there were no blanks here today. Robin, 2 kills, still full HP remains, but not for too much longer. MSL hot off the press of a 32 kill game, showing that he is not slowing down anytime soon. 2 more frags added to his tally, and a buy will be coming up behind it. MP7, interestingly, not a gun that you see a huge amount, but MSL happy to pick it up for himself.
Yeah, that's very true. Normally it's going to be like MP9s. It seems to be kind of the favored one. And then I guess people are going to experiment with some of the new buffs that have been out there. But not this time around. Obviously nothing Endpoint can really buy. No bomb plant. Oh yes. I love a good Zeus frag. I love a good Zeus frag. It made me so happy on the inside. I'll tell you who's not happy on the inside, though, is Endpoint. I'm sure they were hoping for more, but I guess they couldn't expect a lot, really. The 1, or 2 kills, rather. Not bad. That's like that sound he makes, dude. Ah! That is a really good impression of it, man. Like, I don't like to toot my own horn, but, like, I feel that's pretty spot on.
This is where it was actually you that voice acted it.
Mm-hmm.
And you never got paid for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely no day rate for that, but I'll give him that one.
Been pretty top heavy in terms of the frag distribution. We are only 2 rounds into it, but Robin is the only player for Endpoint to get any frags, so Thomas is going to take that away mid-air. Here's the FAMAS, and Surreal was changing weapons. Org for Kirby. Hot off the back of a recent buff. He has found himself a kill. 2v2. Smoke's being deployed. Robin needs to be careful. That smoke to his right-hand side has cleared, but he still comes out ahead on gate, albeit on 20 HP. And it seems like Endpoint, maybe, just maybe, are about to break North down before they can really get rolling here on train.
Seems very possible. Robin is critically low on health, though, so it makes the 1v2 a bit easier. But Cajun B doesn't really have an idea where that second T is, which I believe is going to be one that could really backstab him, in fact. So this is going to be tough. It's actually kind of weird how split up the T's are at this point. It's allowing KGB just to kind of sneak in here. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a kit, so he can't really try to stick it. He has to tap and eventually find these T's out. Instead, he creeps his way up the ladder, does spot a T right here in the halls, gets that kill for free, but again, has no idea what the second one is, and he has to go for the long defuse. Yeah, there's really no way for him to pull this one out. He will just escape with the M4 instead. And so, Endpoint do strike early in the first round. Kind of a chaotic round, but they do get the job done nonetheless, and there you have it.
Yeah, it's not really a case either that their weaponry or finances are in a great shape here. Like, yeah, you saved the M4, that's all well and good, but a bunch of their players are on that $3,000 to $3,500 mark. So they're going to go in for a force. But you can see the damage here. Deagle, MP9, Scout, really not fantastic at all.
Yeah. Do you think we actually are going to see the AUG used more, by the way? Because I know that they increase accuracy while you're standing unscoped, but while you're scoped, the accuracy actually has been decreased. So I'm a little bit confused if it's actually better.
Oh, Cajun destroyed. I think that we will see it played, but again, similar to the M4A1S, I think it's going to be situational.
It seems like the scope actually is what you would want more. That's like the whole perk of the AUG, but they decreased that. So yeah, I'm not sure that it'll ever see too much play, but maybe people will experiment with it. Either way, we're back into a 4-on-4 as AZ's kind of robbed the frag away with that Deagle. Now Kierby getting sneaky. Inside T connector could be a real thorn in their side, especially if Surreal doesn't pay close attention to these corners as he comes through.
You think surely he does. Just check all these corners. Now there's two of them, but Robin on 12 HP. This could be a double for Kirby. Damage inflicted, but it's not enough to kill either of them. Surreal tanked all of it. 89, or 79 damage, pardon me. All lost in the process. There's MSL, though. Connects the headshot, and that's going to give Endpoint pause for thought. Two of them are low. Robin going to find himself a frag. And it's a whiff from MSL. Gade has gone down. MSL finally starting to connect some of these shots. Switches to the AK-47. Knows the bomb is being planted. Robin, though, does put him down with authority. North now are broken.
Yeah, it was a close one, though. MSL almost got Robin. Got him down very low on health, and he would have had a chance at the 1v1, but not quite. Robin does just hold on. Actually way out in front. He's got 9 kills in 4 rounds played, and no one else is even remotely close. He's really been doing the heavy lifting on some of these victories for Endpoint. As you said, North don't have much to work with here, just USPs.
Yeah, they're going to be stacking on A. At the very least, they're going to roll the dice and see what happens. But this is a very similar start to what we saw on Vertigo, actually, where North, they started well, got broken down, and Endpoint kind of took over until things went a little bit awry. Nades being tossed in alongside Molotovs. Endpoint doing a good job of checking all of their angles. It really was the only way into this round for North, as if they just galloped in. At least Kirby does get a kill, so I mean, full USP round to get a frag, not too shabby. But Endpoint now 3 rounds on the bounce, take the lead.
The next spot round is up. MSL will have the AWP this time, so that'll allow him to take some of those longer range duels and control some of these longer avenues, whether that be through Ivy or through some of these train lanes. Have to see what Endpoint wants to do here. Smokes and company are already putting some pressure towards outside, but look at MSL just getting way up close. This is a crazy play. Even got some utility help to try to force one out into his crosshairs, but he misses the opportunity.
So that's Smoke clears. Who's faster on the trigger? It's going to be Thomas. He actually pre-fires it. Smokes down just to make sure he can escape. Gets it pretty much for free. Only 3 HP lost in that encounter. Flashbang is good, but the spray from Surreal is up to the task and then some. Kirby trying to hold on the spools. Traded out. Cajun B steps up, knocks down 2 players. Now MSL flicking in for 1. He's burning alive, but he knows that Crucial is on the site and he's waiting for that peek. Does it come in though? Crucial jumping up onto the site itself. It could all just be down to timing. All be down to that split decision making. MSL, the flick is good, and Crucial is suppressed and silenced. North pick up a 3rd. MSL continues to be impressive with the AWP.
Indeed he does. He reeled that one back in. 2 big kills, 1v2 clutch for the in-game leader. After it looked like Endpoint were kind of coasting through that. When Thomas gets that pick over towards ladder, they start getting into the inner bomb site. Things are looking great, but then MSL, again, just able to get it regardless of all the odds against them. Still full buy for both sides going into this round. Even score of 3-3. So again, a tight race to kick things off. But who can take that next step forward and get that slight little advantage? That's going to be the question we try to answer in this round. As again, North have been really good at pressuring these up-close choke points early. They're not giving Endpoint a lot of free space. And now Ivy's also been blocked off on a triple Ivy opening from Endpoint.
Too far off on the shot from Crucial. My concern, though, is that if Robin does start to go off the boil a little bit with how well he started this game, is there going to be more firepower behind him? Is there going to be the opportunity for somebody else to really step up and pick up the slack? Because he has just been a one-man army so far.
Well, that's certainly true. That's when you want Thomas and Mighty Max, who are kind of those floating riflers who do a lot of the entry work. That's where you want to see them kind of step up and create some of those openings. As Surreal is kind of more just, you know, a peripheral role player, kind of just playing inner halls, holding control, watching flanks. Robin, again, he's not really in a position to be a heavy fragger. He's kind of more of like an Ivy lurk, so it's really kind of on the other three to be the big playmakers. But as you noted, it's been a little bit quiet for some of those guys. But maybe this could be a round where things change as we're getting really close to late round. Still a 5-on-5. Some damage dealt, but no one down yet. Again, AZ up close.
Close, and Mighty Max comes out swinging. Gate with a spray through the smoke. Not going to connect seconds, but the bomb is in such an awkward position. Big kill from Surreal, so important at a key moment in the round. And they're getting these trades. They're really taking all of their sweet time. Kirby, though, shows his hand in Pop Dog. They didn't deal with him. They didn't deal with the threat. 10 seconds to go. They need to tickle a bomb. They need to try and draw these CTs out into the open. Just be careful what you wish for. MSL can't stop the bomb from being planted, but does come through with another 2v1 clutch.
Dude, it didn't matter, but he actually got a 2-for-1 shot there. He killed one and got the other one down incredibly low. He still winds up firing with another op shot anyway, but an unfortunate lineup there for Endpoint. I mean, their execute actually start off really well. Here's the thing, though, I've noticed about Endpoint's execute, which kind of played against them in this round. When they go for their outer executes, they rarely cross into the E-box lane. They usually just kind of push most of their numbers Olaf and over towards Ivy and kind of split outer that way, which means no one's coming E-box and kind of realizing that there's a player still on ladder room. That means Kirby can kind of be the guy in the stone that was left unturned and be able to peek out, and his kills were really crucial in that victory. But again, MSL another 1v2.
When we're talking about his warping ability, maybe he wouldn't be up there with some of the best in the world, but he's been performing so damn well so far in this BO3. The Eagle at range, Mighty Max had a freebie and actually whiffs it. Does damage to Cajun B, but doesn't get the headshot he was looking for.
Maybe he should have jumped.
That's it now, isn't it? Could have jumped forehead.
Yeah.
That's looking a little bit ominous. You know, it's always bad though, Dust, when you're watching the warm-up time. We have a pretty cool setup where we can actually see like the warm-up and the players doing their thing, and you just see all the players try and do jumping defrags, and you're like, oh no, it's already beginning.
Yeah, hopefully there's like a hot fix that comes to kind of address that. Crucial not needing the hops on that one though, just finds KGB between the eyes the old-fashioned way. And actually is able to pick up an M4 for his troubles. Obviously no armor behind it, though, and he's only got 3 HP, so unlikely he'll get much accomplished. But maybe, just maybe, they can get their way into outer. AZ actually has back turn to this. They might be able to get that frag, too. Indeed, they do. Crucial gets it. It's going to be maybe now even a bomb plant in play. Another CT spotted in Z.
This is already such a good round for Endpoint. Regardless of what happens from this point, if Mighty Max goes down without clutching this, which he does, that's 3 kills plus a bomb plant and basically almost no investment at all. Yeah. And you can see the economy. Kirby 300, Cajun B 100. Their economy's in really rough shape here off the back of that.
I absolutely agree with you on that one. Was well done. Gotta give a lot of credit to Crucial with this Deagle. Couple of big headshots coming through Ivy into outer, secures them quite a lot. Now he'll have his AWP. Rifles across the board. Single op set up for North, just MSL.
MSL deciding to press forward rather than back off the back of that Molotov. 12 kills to his name, can understand his confidence.
Yeah, this could be a big play, depending on how much MSL can gain from this push, and he might even catch a couple of T's just with grenades in their hands if he keeps going.
Oh my god. The audacity to go for that play is so nuts to me. And he knows another play went down
with
pop.
Stones that big, Vince.
Yeah, exactly. Just dragging along the floor.
Him,
yeah, unreal. And they know that another player's in Pop Dog now as well. So, I mean, he's got such a good position for his teammates. He doesn't even have to move in. He can just sit there, basically, and just wait it out. Allow them to stack on A. That one position allows the rest of his teammates to stay
Yeah.
on A side. It's unreal.
I just had the mental image of Randy Marsh from South Park, if you remember that episode.
Vaguely.
Yeah. Either way, Crucial gonna find AZ and at least try to limit some of the pain they've been feeling from MMSL's push, but still have a ways to go.
Crucial with York pressing up, getting aggressive, makes noise. They know where he is. AWP in hand. The Dutchman needs to do as much damage as he can. It's a nice try. He's landed some very nice shots so far in this best of 3, but that was just too tall an order. 6-3 though, the score. And it seems like North, after another fairly shaky start, have managed to start to grind those gears together, start to get that cohesion in effect.
Indeed. They're getting back on track, that is for sure. And Endpoint could be off the rails again here. Just some upgraded pistols to work with, a little bit of armor, limited utility. They're trying to pour out as fast as they can up Olaf with one of their players, as well as trying to come down ladder and Ivy, but one of them has already been taken care of.
And we also highlighted this, that Robin was 12-2 at one point.
Yep.
And we said, if he drops off, they need someone to step up and pick up the slack. Well, he's now 12-7. He's done nothing in 5 rounds. And it's not a coincidence that Endpoint have just been battered these last few rounds as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if, again, like, they haven't really made use of timeouts. I'm kind of curious if one will come out here very soon to kind of talk things over. I mean, they usually like to just play really, really fast, scrappy CS when I've watched them play Train in the past, and I feel like they're starting to get really shut down trying to do that. And so now it's going to have to be them being a little bit more methodical. And they do have a couple of set pieces they can run, I've seen. But again, they're going to try to keep up the speed. Again, they love this heavy all-off line push. But again, they're getting shut down.
Yep, the shutdown's coming into effect. Mighty Max, though, comes in with a kill. Now it's Kirby. His aim's on point. He's feeling the org right now. Nade tossed towards main. Not going to land on anybody. Gade chips in with another one. And it is a case of the House of Cards has come crumbling down pretty horrifically now. Endpoint,
Yep.
They just can't buy around.
Again, you know MSL is a studious in-game leader when it comes to watching his opponents and understanding how they play. And again, it is a tendency of Endpoint when they hit outer to just stay towards Olaf's side and just kind of push through those 2 lanes, which means North gets a lot of free room over towards E-Box and ladder, and they can kind of focus their attention on that line. And I feel like Endpoint needs to change something with their outer exec. They need to get more spread out, or they need to start maybe toying with inner. They have a couple of inner set pieces they could run, but we haven't seen any of them yet. They've been really just keen on doing these faster pushes towards outside, and more often than not, it's kind of been egg in the face when they've done it.
Getting slammed again, but actually the pistol's starting to make a bit of impact felt. MSL, Cajun, locking it down on A with the AWPs, both chiming in with kills. And it's just a massacre, really. It seems like Endpoint just can't get a footing. They can't get ahead on either of these sides. They're being shut down.
Yeah, they are absolutely getting bulldozed right now. Cajun B with the second op that round, going to do some big things. Normally not the second opper for this team, actually. A lot of the games I've seen, it's usually been AZ if they have a second op. But we do have Cajun B having, which of course he's no stranger to the AWP. He's even served as a primary opper on some teams in his past, so certainly capable with the weapon. He'll be taking his over towards Ivy this round, MSL, also towards outer.
Yeah, it's scary when you know that even if one of Cajun or MSL get picked off, they still have very capable AWPers that are kind of a backup plan.
Well, here's the change of pace, by the way. They do actually start setting up the inner halls really early on this time, so I think it might be one of their inner execs. Again, they have some good set pieces, and they have good utility on this site, so I feel confident that they could make a real crack at this. They're usually really efficient, these inner execs, so let's see if this one works.
Flashes down. Thomas going to take the charge, but pushes behind before any smokes or really any of the utility can fully plume. And it's just a case of another massacre, another straightforward clean sweep round. There were the ideas there, Dust. We were interested, we were intrigued, but it just completely falls flat.
Yeah, I'll just take back my statement. You really disappointed me, Endpoint. I was hyping up your inner execs I've seen you do in the past. Again, I have seen in their demos a couple of really nice utility hits there, but we didn't see any of that this time. absolutely shut down. A flawless victory, I think, for North in that round. And only 2 rounds left to play, and Endpoint are far behind, and they're already a map down in the series. And it's looking a lot like they're about to be out of these playoffs.
It certainly feels that way. I'm trying to figure out here how many kills Endpoint have even got in the last 5 or 6 rounds. It doesn't feel like they've had many.
No.
I feel like maybe 5 or 6, you know?
I'll give you some help. They had 0 last round on a full buy. And then this round, limited stuff to work with, and so far only 1. You can do all the hard part. The other rounds. I've done my bit.
MSL, he's just feeling it. A confident Mighty Max with 2 runs out of bullets probably saves Cajun B's life. Decides to run into him with a deagle and actually gets the upper hand. Maybe that's all Endpoint needed, was a bit of ruthless aggression at the end, but Cade, not out of this round. They have no idea where he currently sits, and he's making moves through on Ivy. If he can get this first pick, the round is doable. Did he just catch a glimpse?
Yep.
Perhaps not, but now he definitely has. Mighty Max down to 16. He's missed his shot, but Gade's still not connecting. That nade could finish off Mighty Max, and indeed it does. Bounces over the side. Incendiary tossed in, trying to force away Robin from the position. I don't think he can find the bomb. He's not sure where it is. Finally finds it. And it's going to be down to Robin to peek. Kill comes out.
Jesus.
Is there enough time? There is. He can actually pull this off. My goodness, Endpoint.
Gade freaking watermelon brain, dude. Did you see that? That nade looked like he was a billiards trick shotter. Just the trigonometry was all there, Vince. He hit the hypotenuse of that. I don't know where I was going with that, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'm glad we had that replay, though. What a nade. It's gotta be one of the better HE grenade bank shots I've seen.
Endpoint really is looking a little bit dire for them right now. Wonder how much of an impact losing Vertigo may have had on them. And straight into train, they haven't really fared too much better. Kirby flashed in, Org straight to the dome of Thomas. I'm actually surprised that didn't register as a headshot. It looked on his forehead to me, at least. But either way, it's a 2v4. Make it a 1v4. And Surreal trying to play out to get Endpoint a 4th round come the end of this half. And it's not looking good. And indeed, it will not be the case. 12-3, North in cruise control. 10 rounds in a row.
Well, that was a half a Counter-Strike that we watched, Vince. And it wasn't a good one for Endpoint. We're honest.
Yeah. That kind of feels like, you know, the and scene. That's kind of how it feels, looking at those stats. 20 kills for MSL. Just to put that in context, guys, 52 frags in this best of 3 for MSL. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, he's absolutely taking Endpoint to Pound Town.
Oh, yeah. He's double dipped a few times.
Yeah, repeatedly.
Oh, that's the Endpoint. Can you get the second pistol? Is there realistically any hope here?
No, I think you're getting an early
happen.
night of sleep, Vince. I think that's what's happening.
I love to hear that.
You do love it, don't you? Of course, will ruin your sleep schedule immediately anyway, so it'll be short-lived.
Oh, yeah.
But you'll still enjoy it.
Yeah. Look, I love CS, but yeah, it's been
You're
a
a
long
mess.
day. And I am a mess. I can't confirm.
Yeah, can confirm.
Does Surreal have a nade or a flashbang? It's a nade. He has that lined up. A lot of damage, and MSL takes the brunt of it. Robin able to get one crucial. I don't want to make a crappy pun, but I mean the position was really important there for.
Do it. No, I want to hear the
Endpoint.
pun.
A crucial kill goes
Nice.
against them.
Thank you.
I
I
see
needed that.
myself out.
Yep. I mean, you probably will hear real shortly, Vince. I mean, only 3 rounds left, perhaps, the way this is playing out so far. It just seemed like every trick Endpoint tried to go for that round all failed. They went for the grenade, did damage, couldn't capitalize. Player hiding behind spools, not letting it shift either. It just, you know, there was no fooling North there. Penn and Teller, they were ready for that one.
Nice. I love that reference. I love that show.
Yeah, that's a great show, Fool Us.
So good, man.
Yep.
I feel like Penn, Well, I feel like they both would be, but Penn in particular, probably like one of the greatest guys to just have a beer with or just hang out with, you know? I get that feeling with him. Seems like a good dude.
Yeah, I think, fair point. Of course, you have to kind of just wonder if Teller would even talk to you, so...
It was weird watching an interview where he actually spoke.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's like, oh, he has a voice, like...
Yeah, he actually he has a really nice voice.
So incredibly stupid early on that I thought that maybe he was just...
I think a lot of people probably thought that though, right?
So...
But the nutty thing is, like, obviously he's super intelligent, but he actually has a really nice, calming voice. I thought his voice would be like horrible, and that's why he didn't speak. But nope,
just part of the gimmick.
Yep. Well, scouts in play with some deagles. Obviously, we were kind of skirting across the action because there wasn't any. It basically nothing happened. You didn't miss anything, guys. Don't worry. Mighty Max missing every player, and he is going to be punished from MSL's Galil as North look to. At least they're having mercy. They're not playing with their food. They're just going to end Endpoint as fast as possible. So, good guys. Or perhaps not. Thomas with 2 and Robin giving them a chance, giving them a slither of hope, and Robin's just put them in such a good position now. Cajun B with the UMP has no idea where the second player is. 10 bullets left, 15 seconds to go, and now Thomas is going to show his hand, and Endpoint aren't done just yet.
Get Caster cursed, mate.
Hey, all I'm saying is, teams,
ravaged you.
If you don't want me to curse your teams, pay me the money. All right?
We could all use it right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're all getting wrecked. Gold Eagle around here from North. A few pieces of utility. KRB's got armor. That's really about it. Great opportunity for Endpoint to start collecting rounds and trying to get themselves back into a competitive position. There's also a chance for nightmares, though, with this many deagles out in play, so need to be careful.
That is true. Plenty of bumps and bruises can be found on the receiving end of those Desert Eagles. Especially now that you put the whole jumping aspect into them. Still yet to see a ridiculous jumping deagle. Maybe now is the time. Smoke out, Mighty Max in his eyes, and he's lined them up, and he actually does tag them. MSL engaged, feeling worse for wear.
If he still dies. Okay, no.
That's a bomb down as well. Couldn't really go much worse for North in that encounter. That's going to definitely make them feel a little bit better about things. Of course, though, it's such a long road back for Endpoint to make us believers. Cajun B going to get boosted up. Thomas on the other side of the smoke finds one in the pop dog. Now, if Thomas goes down, it could be a bit of a nightmare. And he's going to hold firm with his M4A1S. Going to get sideswiped. And now it's all on Kia B. He has made moves out of Ivy. What a deagle headshot that is. Unreal plays. 15 seconds, though.
Yeah, he's got no time to plant the bomb. Even if he full sprints to enter, I don't know that he'll actually be able to get it down. And he's also a CT right next to him, so don't really foresee this happening. Yeah, Surreal, of course, not going to see that one happen. So it is going to be another round for Endpoint. Decent damage done, though, by KRB and company. At least forcing some rebuys out of Endpoint, kind of keeping their economy in check. Can't really punish, though, this round, as they have to kind of take a save here. So maybe some Deagles and P250s at most. So a great chance for Endpoint to try to recover. Yep, just 2 P250s and 3 Glocks.
Yep. Such a vast round lead, though.
Yep.
No need to push the panic button just yet.
Indeed.
Just try and draw as many nades as possible. You can get a good couple of $1,000 investment out of Endpoint here without really doing much.
Mm-hmm.
There's another HE. Doesn't quite do as much damage to get as anticipating. They come out a bit raw. All falling down from Catwalk, and the strength in numbers approach. The herd mentality is going to be good for one, but that's all it would appear. P250, last player in. Crucial runs out of bullets, runs out of health. The damage inflicted, not too bad from North, all things considered. They're still keeping the economy of Endpoint at arm's reach.
Yeah, they're keeping it limited, that's for sure. All these little, small kills are adding up in the end when it comes to money having to be spent by Endpoints. They almost got what they wanted. They almost got that bomb across to the back of Bomb Train. If it would have been in the hands of MSL instead, who was coming from lower ramp, they might have even gotten a bomb plant out of the round, which would have added even more to what they were going for there, but not quite. MSL, really quick boost up here. That was rapidly fast to get on top of this crate.
Oh, that's a trade that AZ should be winning, and he'll rue that missed opportunity. Robin, though, does come out pretty tagged up. 12 HP. Kirby looking for a bit of aggression. Max hiding in the smoke. The timing solidly falls in place for Endpoint. Maybe there is actually a second wind after all for the EU mix-up. Nicely done by Thomas. There we go. This is more like it.
A screeching halt here being put in front of North. After what seemed to be them kind of cruising to victory, Crossguard has come down, and we have to take a stop for a second here and wait to see where this one is headed. Of course, one of them was a save round, to be fair, but now they've actually won, or they should be winning, a very convincing rifle round, unless Cage and B can continue to wreak some havoc. Only good for one, though, in the end. 4 players survive, and that's where you can finally start to see them sort out their economy. Because North don't really have a whole lot to purchase in this next round either, so this is where Endpoint can really start building up something. Double op is going to be in play as well now.
Yeah, stabilizing somewhat. I'd expect to see North, regardless of what happens here, call a timeout next round.
Yeah.
When they have 4 rifles in play, or at least I'd hope that they would. And I know that MSL is the kind of guy that will pull the trigger early if he feels like it's required. Robin makes short work of Cage and B in Pop Dog. Only 1 flashbang. A similar kind of setup to what we saw a couple of rounds ago, actually, from North when they pushed B.
Yeah, the one thing I do have concern with is that I don't really even know how refined North's T side is on this map compared to the rest of their pool, because they've only played it twice prior to this game. And both of them were losses, and in one of those games their T side looked really, really poor. So I have yet to see them really have a consistent, successful T side of Train. So I don't really know what they have up their sleeve or what they've been working on. It's all kind of a mystery to me. I mean, they had a default set up, at the very least at Leipzig, as far as like what roles they wanted to use. But as far as actually the finer things, I'm not really sure.
There you go, another solo round. 4 players kept alive. Thomas 7,000. He's going to be fine to rebuy. Goes straight in with the A1S.
So we'll have the AWP. Usually Cajun B plays inner halls for them, and KRB again kind of turning into a lurker playing Ivy. Again, it's more of Gate and AZ being kind of the main playmakers with rifles. That's usually how they like to configure things, at least from what I saw at Leipzig. And that is kind of how they open up this round. So they do have AZ as kind of the extra personnel towards Ivy. And a nice little pop flash comes in for Thomas, and he takes full advantage. A big edge to gain early for Endpoint in this round while they're trying to make this comeback and keep their playoff dreams alive.
Those dreams are gaining strength at a fast rate, but perhaps they're about to be dulled and weakened slightly as the blade is plunged deep into their heart and a post plant falls upon them. MSL gets dinked, still administers the fatal blow with his ult. Surgical precision. And now Thomas comes in. MSL, who's pulled off so many 1v2 clutches already. He's up against the Thomas, who's on for an ace, by the way. 4 kills already to his name. He goes for the quick peek, but Mighty Max shuts him down. And that will be another round to Endpoint. Now, with a bomb plant, they can afford to buy again, North. Surely this is where the timeout comes in.
Yeah, they actually had a pretty good recovery considering how the round started. They got it quickly back into a 3v3 and got a bomb plant and inner. It's just the 2 Ps that were left post-plant were really separated from each other, so they really couldn't make plays off of one another. And they didn't really have the utility Normally you want like, the whole like GG Molotov or something like that to try to ensure that there's no defuse taking place, or just smokes or something to kind of slow them down. But again, they were just separated. They just didn't really have enough to finish off the job. But again, at least they made it close and still do maintain a decent lead. Man, look at that utility damage difference as well. Like, you're really just seeing North get a lot out of almost every facet of the game in this one.
Yeah, props to the production there. It's not something you get to see too often, so it really gives you a better idea and understanding as to how the players are coming through and their impact to the team. It doesn't just have to be kills. You can help your teammates in many different ways. And North now find themselves backs against the wall, and it's a strange thing to say considering they're a 13-9 lead, but they have been under so much duress on this T side. They won the pistol. Since then, it's been all Endpoint.
Absolutely correct on that. Starting to see Endpoint really come alive. The double setup has been working. Some of their aggressive rifle pushes have panned out also. And again, now this is where North's T side gets tested, and they don't have that many rets in official matches in this situation.
It seems like all of that gung-ho approach and the aggression that North were going for has somewhat subsided. They were more aggressive, it seems, on their CT side than they've been on their T side. Maybe this is where some of the doubts start to creep in. Maybe this is where, as you highlighted, perhaps they're just not as experienced together on train as maybe they'd like on T sides.
At least they've been able to push off the Ivy defense and start getting a little bit of control. But as they come through into backhauls, Crucial was posted up and ready for it, so Kierby is going to be off the board. Now they have to do more with less. Just 4 players as they're trying to come mostly through T-Con and E-Box area. Robin has a lot to be responsible for, though. He's getting pinched from multiple angles, and the entries are starting to come in for North.
15 seconds to go. The bomb does get planted. Surreal and Crucial 2v4, albeit Gade 2 HP away, so almost 3.5 v2. But Gade with the AK can administer those crisp one taps. Cajun B silenced. And an MSL suppressed. AZ does at least counteract, but Gade is one of those 2 remaining players. A bullet, a bit of shrapnel, and he's a goner. Surreal sticks the bomb, spins across the gate. There's enough time to play with this bomb now. A one-on-one, but AZ comes out ahead. And finally, North get back into winning ways.
It definitely wasn't an easy route, though, to victory. I mean, it looked for a moment there like Endpoint was actually going to pull the wool over their eyes and take that away from them, but AZ, really kind of the guardian angel of that round. Big kills from him throughout the whole process to keep North on the winning side, despite all the effort Endpoint was putting into that. It almost looked like they were going to flub it, but they don't. Now they have a chance to push towards map and series point in this round. The same kind of opening as the previous. Still, the op of MSL will be at a different location, looking more towards inner halls this time. Ooh, nice little tag on Surreal, but he is able to get away.
Yeah, fortunately, that wall does soak up most of the damage, so he loses a quarter of his HP. Cajun actually comes out worse on 59. But North have made Endpoint bleed on their CT side now. They will feel like they are still there for the taking. Such is the nature and the cruel nature of CS. If you go vastly behind in the first half, it only takes that 1 or 2 rounds and you're still going to get across the finish line. It doesn't have to be pretty. You just have to get the W's where it counts. Mighty Max goes and tries to pierce the smoke and catches Kirby with a nade out, does Thomas. That's a big pick, and he just got a whole lot better. Crucial with the freebie. It's down to 16 HP, but stays alive. And he has that secondary player in the form of Surreal who's still on the site. And Robin is making a move behind North. This is a potential round-winning moment. He may not be required, actually. AZ stuck, spins around, and smashes Robin down. But there's 4 more players for him to contend with. And he drops to Thomas.
Big round there from Endpoint. Just a little bit of trickery from them, right? I mean, they were taking some op shots through the smoke at Ivy, so Kierby thought that he was pretty safe. Didn't realize Thomas was actually up close the whole time, and Thomas completely catches Kierby off guard, gets a freebie, basically, and upgrades his weapon. And then they had an AWP on Cloud watching the upper side of Inner. an angle that North didn't seem to be really prepared for. And so Endpoint, with kind of those surprises, are able to put this one to actually a pretty close score now. They've done a lot of work in the second half, and now they have North on just pistols, so a great chance to get it close, and it's almost like the roles reversed in the previous map.
Ooh, it certainly will feel like it. Big grenade. Oof, and MSL then gets burnt to a crisp. Can't do much about that, really.
Oh.
It's a nice frag, though, from Gade. He's going to keep that economy at bay to a degree. If they can get a few more kills this round, it's going to certainly hurt Endpoint in the long haul, you'd have to feel. There's a good trade. Mighty Max onto Gade, but some weapons now starting to trade hands. Galil picked up. Damage inflicted, but Surreal just nullifies him with the AK headshot. Oh, that deagle from Kirby. Nice try. 3 kills, not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. AZ almost got another one as well when he was coming out of ladder. He almost got the jump on the player who thought that maybe his incendiary would stop AZ from progressing forward, but it was quite the opposite. Either way, Endpoint do hold on, but as we've noted, North have kept these rounds close and they're not letting Endpoint's economy get out of control. And now they're back onto the full buy. They're getting good production from pretty much their entire lineup. You are starting to see everyone on Endpoint start to wake up as well. I mean, again, it was kind of Robin out in front early on, but now everyone's starting to pitch in right when it matters most. But look at this, the quickness of the game. Big entry.
I love the idea, but the execution's not quite there. Crucial with 2, but AZ gonna bounce back with a secondary kill. They're looking to boost up on towards the train, onto the boxes, but MSL knows exactly what could be coming up, and Thomas is the last man standing. This brave fight, this courage that Endpoint have showed, maybe not going to really make too much difference at the end of the day, because it's looking like North are going to move to a 15th round and have 4 match points, unless Thomas can pull off, quite simply put, a miracle play. He's going to be coming around that corner on connector. The first bullets do whiff out from North. Molotov now put down. Thomas is taking some burn damage. In the back of his mind, he's thinking the economy is bad as well. Like, is it worth just holding fire and saving this M4, giving up the chase in this round in order to supply potentially a comeback into overtime? I'm a bit surprised he's even going for this at range, knowing that MSL has the open play.
Yeah, Thomas the tank engine getting out of there now, though, man. I think he's just going to hold this angle. Let's actually get an op out of it, so fair enough. Nice. A little bit of an upgrade.
That explains his decision-making, then. That's actually pretty huge, all things considered.
Do you know about Thomas the tank engine? Was that a thing in Europe?
Yeah,
okay.
Big thing in England. Well, when I watched it, I was in Cyprus, so I don't know if it was big in England, but I assume it would be. I think it was an English cartoon or, like, TV series.
Oh, maybe so. I don't know. Fun jam when I was a kid.
Got all the meme versions, right? I'm not going to do that, guys. I apologize. Yeah. Crucial kill onto Kirby. AZ's already up close, looking towards connector. And Thomas and Surreal both getting kills. We see that aggressive play, that aggressive stance again from North. It did work in the last round, so you understand why they go for it, but maybe a little bit telegraphed. Cajun B hiding in the smoke, a position Endpoint wasn't feasibly expecting to be in, but Robin still just flicks down with the FAMAS, dealing with him, and North back into another awkward position. I think they can buy.
Yep. Only Kirby and Gade are kind of limited here, but there could be a drop from Cajun B to one of them. To kind of roll things along. MSL also sells enough money for an AWP, so I think basically if you're North, you go for it here. If you lose, you have to save, and then you have a full buy in the last round. So that's what I think would be the right call.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, what a turnaround, though. 12-3.
Actually, they don't go all the way, Vince. They actually get 2 rifles, but they leave a couple on deagles, and it keeps everyone's money kind of hovering around. Like, I have a couple players still at 4K or 3,200, so yeah. Okay. Kind of a halfway approach.
And they'll have a healthy buy in the next round, so it just affords them that chance to have a lot of damage in this. Maybe outright win it here. And if not, you bounce back in the next one. Stronger. MSL memes apt for this situation, I guess. 2 AKs. Only the one smoke, though, at play. That nade's going to do damage to Robin. Chunks him for 50. There's a flashbang. Up close. Always going to be dangerous. He gets punished. That's another rifle at now Trey's hands.
Yep. AZ will roll it over to a higher health player as well, so they can get the most efficiency out of that collected weapon. I like the finer details on that. Looks like they're trying to explode inner. Mighty Max will push Ivy and get some good intel that this is indeed an option. So Surreal will start dumping his utility, realizing that inner is definitely going to be under threat. Ooh, Cruz has a 2-for-1. KGB breaks through, however.
If Surreal gets the kill onto Cajun, I think that's the round done. Oh, they still have eyes on the bomb. The bomb's out in the open. And Cajun does sneak a kill just before Thomas silences him. Kirby's now making moves through connector. It's a bit of a mess of a round. An AWP now in the hands of Kirby.
Which flank is better, Vince?
That's pretty much what it comes down to. Everything about timing here. 35 seconds to play with. Mighty Max mere millimeters away from making that flank a success. Kirby just misses out on spotting a player as well. And if MSL comes out and gets fragged by Mighty Max, Kirby, the timing not on his side. Big frag though. Needs to go and retrieve the bomb. 15 seconds. Can't really afford to mess around any longer. And in the meanwhile, it's going to be Mighty Max peeking him. 10 seconds now. Kirby needs to get on the site and plant this one safe. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to stick this as well. Mighty Max coming down the ladder slowly and surely. And now the peek is there and Kirby misses his shot. So Endpoint will take the round. Get a 13th under wraps. But again, it's at the cost of 4 players.
And that map, that situation on a razor's edge, really the overall scenario was that way. And that particular round was really just kind of, it highlighted. If Cruz doesn't hit that 2-for-1 op shot, this could be over already. So kind of a crazy play from him that was, you know, partially by chance. And then just, again, the timing of those 2 flanks, Kirby just misses the player. And man, oh man, just showing you how this game can just be a game of milliseconds. And sometimes you are just going to be unfortunate.
Oh, AZ.
Oh my.
The aggression again. Cajun B gets wall banged into the head by Robin. Thomas down to the hands of Gate. AZ still holding fire on green train. Not going to go too aggressive. He's anticipating that someone may try and rotate in to look at A main, and that's the correct assumption to make. Patience a virtue, and he does get rewarded for that patience. Robin using the smoke, using the periphery of the smoke as he gets tagged down. That smoke is going to clear momentarily, but not before he takes out AZ with him. Now the smoke going to be depleting. Kirby's flank is huge. This is so big. He's getting information and he can wrap around the back of the CTs. Again, this could come down to timing. Again, it's which flank is more successful. Which flank gets all the chips and allows them to put them in the back pocket. There's one, traded out instantly onto Robin. Surreal now climbs the green train, finds a player down to his left-hand side, and that could be the round following. MSL does have control of the bomb, and there is feasibly enough time to go to the B site, which is exactly where he's running off to right now. And Endpoint a little bit slow to react to this, but obviously at this stage, they just want to stick together. Don't give MSL 2 separate 1v1s, whatever you do, and that's exactly what Robin does. Why are you pushing in without Surreal? Everything rests on this round. I cannot believe he's done that. I know MSL has time. He has the positioning. The round advantage goes under his wraps. And the bomb is ticking away. Surreal with the M4. They're doing laps of the same train. Coming back in on with the AWP. There's the Molotov being planted down. Out comes Surreal into the open, and MSL gonna clutch it again. Another 1v2 to the IGL, and North gonna get the 2-0.